New Christmas single.
Last time I made you make me run away. Helped you put the coat on my back. I stood there changing before your very eyes, and I swear you nearly had a heart attack. And although it's never stopped me from calling, for a time I nearly slipped off the edge. But the thought of your paper snow falling from the glass to the red window ledge. Done all my gambling, I've done all my drinking, I don't even smoke anymore. Would you take me back, take me back? Would it be in Christmas and all? I've heard it said that you're over me. You've cut your hair up short and lost some weight. They say you go out dancing and want to be an actress. Well, I must admit, I did take the bait. I don't even sing all the old songs. I hardly pick up my guitar. When I think of something new, it just makes me think of you. And I don't wanna be wondering where you are. I've done all my gambling, I've done all my drinking, I don't even smoke anymore. Would you take me back, take me back? Would it be in Christmas and all? Christmas and all. It being 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 Christmas and all. Christmas and all. It being Christmas and all. It being Christmas and it being Christmas and it being Christmas and all. It being Christmas and it being Christmas and it being Christmas and all.
That's a good song, that. That's Paddy Nash and the Happy Enchiladas, a band from Derry, Stoke London, Derry. I think that's good. It being Christmas and all. But and all is not in the title. It's just called It Being Christmas. Good morning. Christmas is approaching fast. Have you done any of your shopping yet? You know, you see, that's what's wrong with you. There's no joy in you. Scrooge. I've been around all the shops. I get excited. The tinsel, the tinkling. It's wonderful. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it. The number to ring if you want to contact
What have you
this
bought
program.
the girls?
The girls here?
Your
No,
staff.
I've been criticised before on this program by a number of people.
By the girls.
Behind the scenes.
Yes.
A lot of people have said to me, what do you buy your staff
Yes.
at Christmas? And I always reply the same way. I buy them nothing.
Yes.
Because they don't deserve anything. A lot of people think that harsh, but I think it's just truthful and it's the way I feel. Okay? Hope you're not hurt at that.
Let's move on.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful day this is and how full of Christmas spirit I am, how generous I am towards the staff who work on this programme, telling them the truth when indeed, well, lies would hurt them. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. Is that too fast?
Rather.
08459 555 678. The email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk and the text messaging service is 81771. And I see that Daniel has a Christmas album out. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
No, have you not seen this?
The album,
Christmas
have you got
album?
it?
I have indeed.
Oh, you don't believe
I
me.
have indeed,
I never
believe
sent
me.
me a copy.
It's called Oh Holy Night.
Oh, how nice. Apparently there's a nice version of 1915 or...
1915? Was that taken to the post office in Dublin? What was it?
No, the First World War.
Easter Lily?
The First World War.
Started in
with the Germans.
1914, yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas 1915?
It's 1915 that happened.
Is it on that?
I was told it was.
Hold on a second. You've been talking to people about this album?
Yeah.
I'm trying to squeeze the stuff off it here. Christmas Day 1915. Yes, it's the last track on it.
There you are.
But I have no intention of playing it.
Why not?
Because I don't like that song.
You did. You played it to death.
I know, but
Pardon.
I lied then.
No, you played Kevin Lynch singing it.
I know, but I get fed up with it. It's too
It's
maudlin.
but apparently he does a good version of it.
Oh, well, he may do that,
Well,
but
why
I
don't
just
you
can't.
play it?
Because I don't want to. That's the answer. And I hope you don't. I hope you don't think I'm wrong in saying that.
You sound very grumpy today.
It's not that I'm grumpy. It's just that I'm surrounded by people who don't help me. Have you seen Daniel's ad on the TV for his record?
No.
His big new face?
No.
Lovely big face. He opens this door and then he walks in singing. Goes, nah! Have you not seen it?
No.
But you know the most amazing thing about it? I looked at it and he has turned into Louis Walsh.
Unique.
He has. Do you know the way, I have to be careful what I say here. Do you know the way Louis' face has changed?
Yeah, he's put on a bit of weight, has he? It's a program I don't watch, but you see it from time to time.
The X Factor? No, I don't
Has he
think
not put on weight.
I don't think it's anything to do with putting on weight. I think it's a lot to do with a face changing.
It may be getting heavy.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. A face
Oh,
changing.
Right.
And I think maybe he's given Daniel the address of the fellow who changes his face because Daniel now looks like Louis Walsh. Because you know the way if I get a haircut, right? And I say,
Taking a chance, aren't you?
you see, this is why I'm grumpy today.
Yeah.
Every word I say, a little barb comes back. If I get a haircut, and I say I get a peculiar type of haircut, and maybe you look at me, Gerry, look at your haircut. It's really good. Where did you get that done? And I say, well, maybe I'd say I got that done, Paul Stafford, say in Belfast. And you say, well, that's really good. I must get my hair done there. So you might go there, and then you come back, and you maybe go to the same girl, and she cuts your hair in the same way as mine, and then you come in, and then we look as if we've been to the same barber. Because we have been to
Sure,
the
could be
same
a different
barber.
style.
I know, but
completely different style.
I know, but what I'm saying is, people have a trademark way of working.
No, you can't look at someone's hair and say, "Oh, I see Paddy McGinty cut your hair."
But Paddy McGinty doesn't cut hair anymore.
Yeah, but if
he's a blacksmith now.
Right, but you cannot look at someone's hair and say,
All right then, okay,
No, it's not.
hairdresser, a hairdresser, okay.
They don't have a style either.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they have a particular specialty.
no.
For instance, my
No, you need to give me a better. I'm not.
all right then.
That. Give me something else.
Okay, right. Suppose I had a horse.
Right, you have a horse.
I want it shod.
Right.
Okay, and I bring the horse, and I bring the horse to the blacksmith, and he shoots it. What do you call shoes it? Shuds it.
Shoot.
He shuds it. He puts a shoe on it.
All right.
Right, and I go look, and look at your horse. Let me look at its shoe. And he
Shod,
reaches down-
isn't it? A shod. A horse is shod.
Shod.
Yeah.
And you look at the shoe. Oh, that's a great shoe. I must get one of those for my horse. And then you get your horse and you bring it down to my blacksmith, and then people know that we've been to the same blacksmith because we're wearing the same shoes. You see, that's the point I'm trying to make. So if you get a man who fixes faces, do you understand what I'm saying? If I get my, like for instance,
You wouldn't say to a man who had his face fixed. It's like a man. It's like the man. It's the old story of the man with the
you
wig.
would if you were Louis Walsh
The
and
man
Daniel.
with the wig.
No, you would
you
if you were.
wouldn't say to the other man that we can't mention. I see you've got.
Stop it.
You know what I mean? You wouldn't bring that up. So therefore,
Well-
how do the people find out where to go.
Well, we're not
to the
saying
man that
anything
fixes
here.
The face.
We're not implying anything at all. All
I
I'm
know.
saying to you, isn't it remarkable that Louis Walsh has suddenly turned into a fellow that looks like Daniel O'Donnell, or Daniel O'Donnell suddenly turned like he looks like... Whereas Daniel O'Donnell looked no more like Louis Walsh 10 years ago.
Excuse me.
But now Daniel looks like Louis Walsh. I put it to the jury. I say, have a look at X Factor and have a look at Daniel.
Daniel's getting on.
Getting on what?
Getting on. He's getting
not.
older.
No, but he's getting younger looking.
He's getting...
No,
he's
the point
he's
is...
changing.
How many people do you know who get older and then get younger looking? Apart from...
Dorian Gray.
Fictional character, Oscar Wilde? I don't think so. Portrait in the Attic? I don't know. Not a good example.
Better than a blacksmith.
Anyway, you always get everything wrong. Because here's a person who writes to me and said, yesterday when you played Robert Earl Keen playing The Road Goes On Forever and The Party Never Ends, you said that it wasn't the same as the first version. Sorry. You see how upset I am now. I was okay at the start. You said that it wasn't the same as the first version of the same song which you used to play. Sean disagreed and said it was the same. But he is wrong. And you're right. The version of The Party Never Ends, which you played yesterday, was very good, but not amazing. The first version you played 3 years ago was amazing. It made me leave down my brush and dustpan, my Mr. Sheen and duster, shake the rollers from my hair and dance around the kitchen. Look up Robert Earl Keen on the World Wide Web and buy one of his albums. So you are right, and your superior discerning musical ear has triumphed over Sean's ordinary everyday ear.
That wasn't the argument yesterday. That person only hears what they want to hear.
I'm just
and
reading
disregards
this
the rest. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Okay.
Also, did you know Robert Earl Keen has the best Christmas song ever? It's called Merry Christmas from the Family. Yes, I have heard that.
What I said to you yesterday was you said that you had the Robert Earl song, but you didn't have it. You couldn't get it.
No, I didn't.
No,
say
you said
that.
you asked for it but didn't get it.
John can help.
John can help, Emma says. We need somebody to help.
That sounded like a ghost there. But then John can help. Which reminds me, did you see the ghost programme last night?
I watched the ghost programme last night. There was a great line in it last night. Did
I
you
missed
see
it.
it?
No, I missed it.
Well, there was a great line.
I don't know why I missed it. I
They
enjoyed
were,
it so much last week.
They were going to visit this old ruined house, right? So I don't know where it was, in Balik or somewhere. I don't know where it was. Anyway.
Okay, yeah.
But this guy's walking up this long tree line lane.
Yes.
And with the medium, and she's going.
Oh, it's the big fat one. Is she still there? The English one, is she still there?
Let's just say the medium, yes.
No,
And,
the big heavy one. The big. Hello, darling. I'm
Yes.
a medium.
And she's
You know,
feeling-
I'm a large.
she's feeling something on her chest.
I imagine she would, yeah.
Right. And there's a bit of a pressure, and then he starts to feel it as well, too.
The wee bob, the man with the glasses and the
Yes.
bebob.
And he says, I feel it too. I feel
I'll feel it too, darling. I'll feel it too, darling.
She's, I feel danger. She's saying, I feel danger here. There's violence here. The person doesn't want us here. It doesn't want... there's going to be trouble here. And he says to her, tell him we mean him no harm.
Oh, that's what you're supposed to say to aliens. No, when you arrive,
we
the
mean them no
spaceship.
harm.
No, the spaceship comes,
Yeah.
and the wee men come down with the big heads and the big eyes. You say, we mean you no harm. Take me to your leader. So this is what they're at now.
Don't
Was
mean
it
to
good
harm
then?
the ghosts in any way.
Great. I'm sorry I missed that. I have it taped. I'll watch it tonight. Have a little glass of wine. I'll watch that, then I'll watch Mad Men and compare the two.
There's a call.
I understand that. Now, anyway, we're talking about this. Now, I'm not saying that you're wrong about this music here, but all I'm saying, I'm just reading the stuff with
No,
Amanda.
you said you didn't have it, and I said you did have it.
It doesn't matter.
And you played it before.
It doesn't matter.
But that's what...
This is Amanda from Newcastle, County Down. And she said, thank you for all the happy hours of listening. And thank you, Amanda, for writing to me. And the man who sent me the original track writes to me as well. And his name is Anthony Crotty. And he said, I'm the man who sent you the original of I can't talk.
There
today.
you are.
What's
You
wrong
see,
with
you
me?
had it.
I'm the man who sent you the original of Above on a CD, which you played quite often.
Yes.
I am trying to locate this copy. When I get it, I'll send it on. By the way, I've sent you 2 very good CDs of original stuff, which you seem to have ignored. That's from Anthony Crotty in Strabane, and I've replied to him. I've apologised for ignoring him, and I've said that I appreciate all he's done. And I would like him to send me that, because I have to play that again because it was so wonderful. And I hate playing anything that's just kind of just a wee bit like it, because it's just short of perfection. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Emma's very busy. What do you call
John.
Emma? She's very busy today. She's very animated. Look, Ken has put a big white line down the desk.
Ken was in here last night until, it was after 10 o'clock. I left at about 10:15. He was still here.
You've got a big white line across. What does it mean?
It didn't men from
Had he a chicken? Was he hypnotising a chicken in here?
no, it men from Belfast, I think, and maybe men from England. There was a lot of talking going on last night.
Men from England.
I think so. Men were working away at your desk last night.
Hello, Jay Anderson show.
Mm-hmm.
Men from
And
England were working.
Ken's just been on a course as well too.
I spoke to him yesterday and he walked straight past me.
Yes.
Something going on. I don't like things appearing on the desk. Look, there's all kinds of tape and all here. Look.
Oh, don't take that off.
I tore it off.
The Englishman put that on.
I don't care who put it on. It's my desk for an hour and a half. If they want the tape on it, then put the tape back on it when they come back. And the thing is, see the thing where it says "Do not use yet"?
Yes. Don't take that off.
I took it off. I don't care. And I'm going to take the white thing off now during the
Dead
next
meat.
record.
You are dead meat. I'm telling you, he'll be in.
I'm bad today, aren't I?
One.
I'm a bad wee shite today, I'll tell you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Gerry. How are you?
How are you today? I'm sorry you had to witness that violence.
No, not at all, not at all. Look, listen, I spoke to you a couple of years back about the same subject, Robert Earl Keane.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Now, last night, what I did when I spoke, I didn't speak to you. I spoke to the Undertone afterwards, and I'd offered my services to you as a researcher.
And
right?
Were you
But
turned
anyway-
down? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, last night what I did, I took a look through the internet, and the album I think you're maybe looking for is Live at the Ryman.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That might be it.
Now, possible, but here's another question for you. How you getting on with that Mac?
What, Mac?
The Mac computer.
Oh, sorry, the Apple.
The Apple.
Oh, get on fine. It's great. You can do.
You're able to work it, okay? How you getting on with iTunes and stuff like that? Good?
I don't deal with iTunes.
What?
No, I don't.
No, I don't mean to buy from iTunes. Do you use the program?
No, I don't.
Well, I've offered again. I'm not going to offer you this again to you. I've offered to give you a few lessons or some information on the Mac quite freely. I'll take a trip up to Derry for an afternoon and spend a bit of time with you.
Oh, it's
show
all
you
right.
how iTunes works and so on.
That's okay.
And would be quite happy to do that.
No, that's quite all right. It's all right.
Right, now here, look, a question for you.
Yes.
You played some music a while back by a crowd called the Faz. Do you remember?
What was it called again? Oh, DeFaz. Yes, certainly, yes.
Right. Have you heard an album of theirs called Days of Twang?
No, I have not. No, I'm just
Look
writing
it
that
out.
down.
Check it out because you'll love it because it's an album they've done with sort of the theme is like a country theme.
Yeah.
But it's
I
excellent.
can tell that you're not a Hugo listener.
No, I'm not a Hugo listener. We spoke before. You referred to me as somebody who was intelligent.
You seem to have a certain modicum of intelligence which I'm not used to dealing with in this programme.
Here, look, a question for you. I'm looking for somebody who plays. Is anyone in the north of Ireland plays a balalaika?
I imagine there would be because it was popularised by a man who's on this programme, Andy Irvine and Donal Lunny.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
sure. Yeah, I'm
Because
sure
I
there would
brought
be.
one-
Why
I
do you
brought one-
ask?
So I brought one back from Russia a few years ago.
Did you?
And I've just brought it out of the attic, so I'm trying to learn to play it.
And you've got a balalaika?
And I'm looking for a few tips on it.
All right then. Okay, I'm sure there's men out there would be able to. Can you not tune that like an ordinary guitar? Can you not?
No, I can share it tuned okay. It sings quite well, you know.
All right then.
So
Anyone out there who knows anything about the balalaika? Where do you live roughly?
I'm up around the coast here. I'm looking out up along the coast, Portrush direction.
All right then. The Causeway Coast.
Now, I've left my number. They have my number there anyway. So if they want to give me a ring, if anybody wants to give me a ring,
Are you telling me that the Undertone refused your offer as a research assistant?
yes, he did indeed. He did, and he was to get back to me because I was trying to apply for some work.
They never came back to you.
I spent about 10 years out in Russia setting up music shops.
I see these undertones. Once
quite
they
a
get
lot
a
of
bit of
years
success, they don't want to
Here,
know.
look,
But
I have a request. Maybe you could try and find this because you had it before, and I would appreciate this if it could be played. There was Chip Taylor
yes,
did a song many years back, "The Spirit of Phil Sinclair."
yes, I know that. Yes,
Right, Korean man.
that's right.
He was.
Yes,
If
that's
you can
right.
come across that, between now and Christmas, if you would please play it.
Oh, I had that.
Just
Yeah,
in memory of Phil, because Phil was a very good character up this area.
I remember that very
Great music,
well.
man.
And Chip Taylor was very much taken by him. Okay, I'll try and find that because I know I have that somewhere. Okay, listen, I'm sorry your services have been refused by the Undertones. These people don't know any better.
Well, it's still open anyway. That offer's still open.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed. And I'll try and play that for you. That's called The Days of Twang by DeFaz.
Defies the Days of Twang, that's the album. Look,
Okay,
you're
I'll
also, the Cathedral Quarter Festival had a guy on, going back a few months ago. You didn't get a chance to see him. Termana Debate.
Yes, I heard about him, yes.
Well, he played in that marquee for
Yes.
the what they call festival at £10 a ticket. Right?
Uh-huh.
He had an 8-piece African band with him.
That's right,
The
I heard
music was just completely unreal.
I heard about that, yes. And that was
the next time that man comes to the north of Ireland, try and get him into the studio if you could.
Indeed, I will. I have every intention of doing that because I remember making a mental note at the time that this man must be dealt with again.
Uh-huh.
All right, then, thank you very much. You're a man who knows his score.
Have a nice day anyway.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Now, here's an abomination in front of the Lord.
Well, listen, just
What?
before you play that, talking of good music,
Yes.
Brendan phones in, asks for a special request, and you have it in your core.
I don't go there.
Carl Denver singing Whim Away.
No, I don't think so, no.
Would you not?
Have a listen to this.
All right. Ah, it's nice.
A man with a new face.
It is not.
It is.
They told me, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum,
That's wrong for him, isn't it? It's wrong.
a newborn king to see, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. Our finest gifts we bring, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum.
He's not good singing pum-pum-pum.
No, there's no heart on it.
No heart in it, no.
For the king, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum.
It's not right at all, is
His
it?
rumpa-pum-pums are
His
very
rumpa
bad.
pump isn't great.
To honor him, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. When we come,
You can tell he doesn't like singing it.
Doesn't like saying pa-rumpa-pum-pum.
What does it mean?
I don't know. It must be Latin or something, Jerry.
Try it again.
Pa-rumpa-pum-pum.
pum-pum. I am a poor boy to pa-rum-pum-pum-pum.
Parumpa?
Pa-rumpa-pum-pum.
That's it.
I have no gift to bring, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, that's fit to give the king, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum. Shall I play for you, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, on my drum? Mary nodded, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. The ox and lamb kept time, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. I played my drum for him, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. I played my best for him, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum. Then he smiled at me, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, me and my drum, me and my drum, me and my drum.
I think there were far too many rumpa-pum-pums in
There's
that.
an awful lot. But I like the one where he smiled at his pa-rumpa-pum-pum.
He smiled at one of the parumpa-pum-pums.
He did, yes.
You see, you don't mind one parumpa-pum-pum, and you don't mind one parumpa-pum-pum occurring every verse. But when you get a parumpa-pum-pum every line, it's very, very difficult to keep that up.
It was
You
very,
know,
very difficult, Jerry, indeed. So it was. There was an awful lot of pa-rumpa-pum-pums. Rumpa-pum-pum. Rumpa-pum-pum. They told me when I was singing that to think on Bing Crosby,
And David Bowie recorded
And
that.
David Bowie as well, too. But I've a wee soft spot for Bing,
Have you?
Oh, I do indeed. I love the way Bing...
Yes,
his pa-rumpa-pum-pums are different from a Donegal pa-rumpa-pum-pum. We have a flatter pa-rumpa-pum-pum. But in America, it's more pa-rumpa-pum-pum.
And he would puff his cheeks out. Parumpa-pum-pum.
But it sounds false, if we do it,
But you see, parumpa-pum-pum, it's not Gaelic.
But did you not parumpa-pum-pum when you were a wee boy in Donegal?
I parumpa-pum-pummed as little as possible because I found that when I parumpa-pum-pummed, that the people I went to school with would beat me up. So I figured that the less I pum-pum-pummed, the better. I would pum-pum-pum in private, but not publicly, because
But
you
all
can't
in all-
understand. you know?
All in all, do you like the album?
I don't know. I can't make up my mind about it. It's round. That's all I can say about it. And I hope it's a big success. It's a Christmas album. It's called Oh Holy Night, and it says the Christmas album.
Well, can I ask you this now? Just one final question.
Yes.
Before you go.
It's a lovely photo in front
I
of
know
it.
you have to go to the news at 11.
Yes.
But you know, parumpa pum pum. It's a sort of a manly thing, isn't it?
Well,
You know, men parumpa pum pum.
I haven't heard a woman parumpa pum pum for a
That's
long
right.
time. Yeah,
Would you like to hear a woman parumpa pum pum?
I like to hear Emma parumpa pum pum.
I would love to hear Wendy Austin parumpa pum pum.
I'd ask her tomorrow if she'd do it for me.
Would you?
When she has her leg up. I'd say, Wendy, whilst you have your leg up, you wouldn't do a parumpa pum pum, would you? She might misinterpret that. Well, how would she do it? Do you think? Do you think they'd do it more forcefully?
That's what I don't know. You see, I don't think Wendy could really do
Try
it.
it more forcefully, just to see what it sounds better.
What?
Go on. Parumpa pum
From
pum.
me?
Yeah, go on.
More manly, more.
yeah.
Oh, parumpa pum pum. Would you ever go in parumpa pum pum, young fella?
That's better.
Parumpa pum pum.
Good.
Thank you.
That's excellent.
On 92 to 95 FM,
and 1341 medium wave.
this is BBC Radio Ulster.
BBC News at 11 o'clock with Sabrina Sweeney. 4 men have been arrested after an explosive device was found on the M1 in Dundalk. The device, described by Gardaí as a viable mortar, was found in a car at around 10:30 last night. 2 men in their 20s were arrested at the scene. A man in his 30s was arrested nearby. Another man in his 30s was arrested in a follow-up operation at a house in Drumuskin. 2 of the men are from Northern Ireland. The Justice Minister is facing calls to review his position after a 3rd prisoner was mistakenly released in 2 months. The chair of the Justice Committee, Lord Morrow, says he wants answers from David Ford, and if it emerges that similar errors were made in all 3 cases, he should consider if he's the right person for the job. Mr Ford has been defended by his party colleague, the Alliance Chief Whip, Kieran McCarthy.
I was a bit taken aback by the comment about looking at his position, and I've said that because of David Ford has taken the position of justice, these things are coming out in the open. They may well have happened prior to this and nobody has ever passed any comments. He will investigate where the fault lies in the system, and then there will be action taken to make sure that these things do not happen again.
Almost £200,000 has been spent by executive departments on producing bilingual government documents since 2006. The highest bill came from the Department of Education, which spent over £100,000. The DUP MLA Trevor Clark, who obtained the figures, said it could not be justified at a time when budgets were short.
200,000 in terms of the total budget for Northern Ireland is not huge. But whenever you've got schools, I mean, if you look at education on its own right, when you've got schools that are substandard and are lacking in maintenance, and they can't find money to maintain the schools and keep them up to a reasonable standard for children, I would think the money would be better spent. Even 200,000 in those over 3 years would have been better spent in them as opposed to making translation costs.
Now the weather details with Angie Phillips.
Despite some wintry sunshine, icy conditions are likely to persist in places today, especially on untreated roads and pavements and where there's lying snow. Temperatures won't get much above 1 or 2 Celsius and it'll feel much colder with exposure to the northeasterly breeze. A few snow showers likely in the north and towards the County Down coast, where they may start to gather again and drift further inland as the breeze picks up a bit later today and into this evening. So further disruption a possibility for the southeast.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
Traffic is moving well in and around Belfast, but do take extra care on all roads and pavements this morning because of icy conditions. Onto the airports, and because of the weather, Edinburgh Airport is closed until at least 6 o'clock this evening, and the runway at London Gatwick is closed until 6 tomorrow morning. This has resulted in cancellations at the George Best Belfast City Airport and Belfast International Airport to and from Gatwick and Edinburgh. Also at the George Best Belfast City Airport, the 9:25 flight from Manchester has been delayed until 10 to 12. At Belfast International Airport, the 5 to 11 Aer Lingus arrival from Heathrow is expected at 11:30. And at the City of Derry Airport, this morning's Aer Arann flights to and from Dublin have now been cancelled. Aileen Moyna reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, never on a Sunday. Is Alex Atwood right? Do you want to shop for longer or not at all? Hospitals are cleaner, says a report. Have you been in one recently? Tell me about yours. Writer Amanda Foreman on Jean McConville, whose story has haunted her life, and the letters she wishes she'd written to Gerry Adams. And out, yes, but down, never. Lembit Opik, Out of the Jungle, and on Talkback today. Join me at 12.
Good old Lembit, looking after Northern Ireland's image. A band called Microlip from Portadown are doing very, very well. The last time they played in the Black Box, it was sold out within hours, and they're inundated for calls for tickets. So they're playing in the Spring and Air Break on Monday the 29th of December. So go along to that. This is their new single. Microlip from Portadown. Big things expected of them in the future. The Spring and Air Break even, 29th of December.
I'm the last leaf on an autumn tree, clinging on for what it's worth. There's a northern breeze that's got it in for me. It's getting harder to hold on, and it's blowing on a path to nowhere. We'll have to be strong. If I fall, flame, I'll get burned, but I'll come back for more. With my mind ajar and my wings ablaze, I'll never stop till my feet hit the floor. Then I'm lighting up that path to nowhere. At least I'll be strong. If I
You're a bit slow there.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That was Microlip from Portadown. This is Linda Welby. Port Linda Welby. This is a lovely little jig. Her playing. I think that's fantastic. That's Linda Welby. What about Linda Welby? Isn't she great? That's her playing, you know. She plays everything. She sings, she writes songs, she plays the piano. Let me just check what she does. She sings, she writes, she composes music, she plays the violin, that's her playing the accordion, she plays keyboards, and she's got a new album out, and that's from that. That's called an instrumental called Port Linda Welby, and it's a new album which is called Linda Welby, A Story to Tell. It's called Linda Welby, The Best of Times. That's what it's called. Her previous album was called The Story to Tell. This is called The Best of Times. And there's a website, lindawelby.com. I think she's great. I'd love to get her in the studio, but she won't talk to me. She won't talk to me when she comes in because she's too shy. And she's lovely. Anyway, she's from, I think she's from Galway. Oh, she's lovely. Anyway, I'll stop talking about her because I'm mad about her. Anyway, Gerry, great show this morning so far, kiddo. May I say you're firing on all cylinders this morning? The Ready Break and vodka combo for breakfast is a hard one to beat. Gerry, would you tell the Grinch beside you to get a bit of Christmas cheer about him? Will he be festooning his monobrow with tinsel, baubles and fairy light this year? A little spray of fake snow would add to the authenticity, and perhaps a little robin redbreast poking out above the right eye as well. It would probably make for a strange sight as he jigs around the walls of your city, throwing stones at the peelers. The Japanese tourists would enjoy it. Go, take a photograph. The council would save a fortune this year if he got himself a little pedestal outside the Guildhall. Now, stop that crazy, angry abuse there. Keep up the great work. Would there be any chance you could play Mary Cunningham, The Christmas Ghost? Well, I have every intention of playing that in just 2 ticks. A gentleman writes to me about something that was mentioned earlier on in this programme. A gentleman I was talking to from the Causeway Coast said he went to a gig in the Cathedral Quarter Arts Festival, and a man called John Botcher says a caller just mentioned the gig at the festival, the best festival around, by Tomani Diabate. It was sublime, and having spent time in Africa as a much younger man, I've always liked African music. Anyway, having covered an awful lot of gigs over the years, I was taken by surprise by the opening notes of the concert, which, and I'm not ashamed to admit, made me cry. I really did not expect that to happen. It has never happened before. I've never cried at a concert, but the music was and is sublime. The first 3 notes of the kora that Tumani Diabate played just hit me like no other music has ever done before. It probably helped knowing some of the music and also being a fan of Ali Fark Toure, I probably pronounced that wrong, whose cousin is playing in the band at lead guitar. Without doubt the most moving and evocative gig I've ever seen and heard. Well, that makes me doubly determined. So the next time they come into Belfast, we must have to get them in the studio and get them to play for us. Because, I mean, how moving is that? And that's that. Other gentlemen said the same thing. And a gentleman called Michael Collins, no relation to a well-known hero, who was runner-up to Bono. Gerry, the wife, Lulabelle, says David Beckham is getting more like you every day. I'm not sure if it's a compliment, though. Well, I don't think it is either, because somebody said to me that David Beckham was losing his looks. I don't know what that would...
I thought David Beckham was rather
haggard
looking. Yes,
haggard.
Yes, haggard is a better word.
Right. He's getting to that age now, and he's starting to get a bit battered looking.
Yeah.
You know the way I never reach that. Yeah. I often wonder, and I've said to you before, what'll I do if I ever lose my looks? I don't know what'll happen. I'll have to leave the radio.
By the way, John Morrow from Derry would like to wish Microlip all the best. He says they're a great wee band from Portadown.
They seem to be doing really well, and they're coming in here in the studio very shortly within the next, I think it's the new year actually. I'm going to do a little session for us.
And Anya rings, she says, I am desperate. She says, my daughter has, I don't know what this is, maybe you can shed some light on it, a Monster High doll on her Christmas list, and I can't find one anywhere all the time.
A Monster High doll?
That's what it says here.
I've never heard of that. That's obviously one of the new Christmas things that everybody wants.
Is it a high doll that's terribly big? No, a big Monster High doll? Or is it a Monster High doll?
I don't know.
Is it a monster doll?
I really don't know.
I don't know either.
Hi, Gerry. I'm stuck in Scotland, struggling to get a train to the airport so I can return to Northern Ireland. Could you please play the Beach Boys' Sloop John B, as it's quite fitting, and say happy birthday to Big Jock Canoe in Glasgow, who's a regular listener to your programme. Thanks, Gerry, and good luck. Right.
Are you reading your text messages?
No, I'm reading my emails. I will read. I can't read 2 things at the one time. What do you think I am, Cyclops? Hello from down under. Said a Cyclops is only one eye, hadn't he?
I don't know.
Sorry, I meant to say. What did I mean to say? I didn't mean Cyclops anyway. Cyclops is only one eye. Hello from down under. Says Dion, Andrew, and baby May Connolly. No pun intended. We're in Oz. Listening live to your programme via the wonder of the internet. Myself, my husband and daughter, who is 1 next Wednesday, are in Sydney at the moment and return on Saturday to what we hear is snow-coloured Northern Ireland and indeed Derry roads. Oh, did you? You have no idea. I was lucky to get in here this morning. It was like hell out there.
The main road's not all right.
Do you know something? The main roads aren't all right.
Well, spare thought for me. I walked down.
That's because you're too miserable to
No,
drive.
I walked down, but the sidewalks are treacherous.
The sidewalks are treacherous.
Yeah.
Do you know the thing that it amazes me constantly? When you get weather like this, people are still out jogging. Have you seen them?
No.
They're still out there.
Not, are they?
And, and I look at them and I say, that couldn't be good for you. Running around, sub-zero temperatures, lycra pair of shorts on you, that could be good for you.
Better exercise than jogging. Let's just put it like that. No, there is.
What are you trying to say?
No, there is. I mean, walking is better than jogging. Swimming is better than jogging.
Do you know what strikes me as being unusual? When I look at these people out walking around, all muffled up in the horrible, horrible weather, and people think that's good for them. I don't think it is. Have you ever seen an Eskimo going for a walk? Have you?
Yeah.
Where?
Go to fish.
Eskimos. See, we go for a walk because we think it's good for us.
Yeah.
Eskimos only go for a walk when they have to.
Yeah.
They go to the hole to get a bit of a salmon there, or the Asda. Yeah. But you never see a Mexican. You never see a Mexican.
But you never see a wee fat igloo man. What do you call him?
Eskimo.
Eskimo.
Igloo man. When did you ever hear an Eskimo saying, "Cheers, boys, I think I'll go for a walk"? Never.
Must burn off some calories.
They know not to do it.
Yeah.
They know not to do it. I don't think it's good for. I don't think people should go out walking or running unless it's nice and warm. I think it's bad for you, and I want the people to stop doing it immediately.
It's the effect that it has on your joints later on in life.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that. I don't smoke joints. Would you believe that it is teeming here? It's raining in Sydney. It's raining in Sydney.
No.
A person said it's teeming. Do people say that elsewhere? People in the northwest say, "Oh Christ, boys, it's just teeming out. It's teeming out, and don't give it. Oh look, it's teeming, boys. There's the cars soaking. It's teeming." Do people say that in Belfast? Say it's teeming?
I think so.
Teeming? Do they? I don't think so.
Teeming down.
Do people say it's teeming? No, they don't say teeming down.
If
you walked into the house and your wife said to you, "What's it like outside, Sean?" You said, "Oh, just teeming."
No,
wouldn't you say that?
I would say.
You wouldn't say it's teeming down. You wouldn't say. You were a liar.
And even out there, I would say
it's teeming out there.
As if it's not teeming down in here. It's teeming down out there.
The water's come down like steroids. It's come down like steroids, boys. Would you believe that it is teeming here and has been for the past week, and it's meant to be the start of their summer? You would imagine that the sun will be splitting the slates in Sydney, wouldn't you? We have just had dinner in a pub called the Porterhouse, and we were served by a friend of ours called George Carrigan, who used to work in your local. It's the Magnet in Culmore. Culmore, that's a pub. Yeah, I go into it all the time. We'd be delighted if you could read this out and say hello to our family in Richmond Crescent. Do you know that there was
What do you call him?
Sorry?
What do you call him again? Who's family in Richmond Crescent? Name, who are they?
I'm not going to do, because you're going to start about a whole family thing. I'm not going to tell you. I'll show it to you later.
Was it Carrigan?
No, stop it.
All right.
Mary, this is from our family in Richmond Crescent, Marie, Sam, Darren and Aisling Kelly. I remember reading Richmond Crescent is a street in Derry. Do you know where it is?
Yes.
Yes. Well, do you know what a man wrote a book about it? A whole book about the street.
But there's only about 20 houses in it.
Exactly. And I can't remember his name. What was his name? But it was a great book. He just wrote about the street and about, how he was growing up in it and all about the people who lived in the houses. What was his name? And he was a man who lives in England for a long time. Sometimes you live in England, your head goes and you start writing about when you're a wee. But he wrote this great book and I read it and I really enjoyed it because, the idea of writing a book about your street, what a great idea. People should do that. You should write, what street were you born in?
Nassau Street.
You should write Nassau Street. Well, pretend it's in the Bahamas. And we used to go community shark fishing. Michael Kelly, would it be possible to ask Anthony from Staban to tell us from which Robert Earl Keane album he sourced the original version of The Road Goes On Forever? Well, he didn't say that, but we have a suspicion that it is from Live from the Ryman, Ryman, which is the Ryman Auditorium, which is indeed... Quiz question.
What?
What's the Ryman Auditorium?
Don't know. What?
Nashville.
Is it?
Yeah. It's Grand Old Opry.
Teeming down is very popular saying in Fermanagh.
What
Taming
is?
down.
Taming down.
See, people say down. You do add the word down.
No, you don't. You just
do.
No, you don't.
It's taming down.
You only said that.
I'd say it was bucketing.
Bucketing down.
It's bucketing down.
Nick Mason of Pink Floyd is appearing on Ralph McLean's evening show tonight at 8 p.m. I thought the listeners would like to know that. Yeah. So there's an interview with Nick Mason from Pink Floyd. I'm going down to see The Wall in Dublin next year. Something like, do you know how much the tickets are? Do you know how much the tickets are?
This is the only reason you're telling us.
No, I'm not saying it. I just want to tell you what the tickets are. I just want to see your reaction.
Let me guess.
I already have said a bit.
No, I was going to go £120.
No, some of them are 340 quid.
Yeah. But you'll not pay for it.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And you'll not be there either.
I'll be there.
No, you'll not.
I'll be there.
No, you'll not.
I'll
it's like
be
walking
there.
around. The time you tried to cycle around the Great Wall of China or something, and then you were going someplace else to sing Ging Gang Gooly Gooly Watcha Ging Gang Goo.
That doesn't deserve a response. You keep your Ging Gang Gooly to yourself.
Emma has
what?
Wayne on one.
I told her to look after it.
It's been many long years since they found her alone in the night. Next a pile of old Christmas cards, neatly stacked 4 inches high. She had passed away lonely. It seems she had started to write. A vow farewell letter to the people she loathed and despised. As the Christmas hour strikes, the ghost of old Mary delights in making your heart jump with fright. Don't stray from the line. Don't stray from the line. Revenge for the way she was scorned and denied. Now she haunts empty streets as she grunts, she screams and she cries. If the legend is true, she will rip you apart as she smiles. As the midnight hour strikes, ghost of old Mary delights, she'll make your heart jump with fright. Don't stray from the line. Don't stray from the line. She rules the town, Mary the warning star. She's old Mary Cunningham. Cunningham, she'll tear at your heart. She'll tear at your heart. If you wake up in darkness, I beg you, Turn on the light. For Mary is patiently waiting. She rules the night. Nothing will save you. Don't be alone Christmas Day. For Mary's watching from shadows. She wants to play. As the Christmas star strikes, the ghost of old Mary delights, making your heart jump with fright. Don't stray from the line. Don't stray from the line.
What a great record. That's Andy Rook, and that's Mary Cunningham, the Christmas Ghost. Andy Rook is he's an English guy, actually. He's a friend of this programme, but he's been living here for quite a long time. And what a great sound. Where was that done? That was recorded at Pine Grove Studio in Ballymena. And there's an email address if you want to contact the people about that, www.andyruck.com or www.christmasghost.co.uk. Did you see that programme on BBC Northern Ireland last night about ghost hunters? Was there a ghost called Freddy?
I think there was a person there, one of the ghost hunters. I think it was called Freddy.
But did the ghost not say, "Hello, Freddy"?
Something like that.
What happened, do you remember?
I think they were sitting around the fire.
What a great programme, yeah.
They were sitting around the fire trying to make contact with one of the spirits, you see.
As you do.
And the medium was saying, who are you? Well, is there anyone there? We want to make contact with you. Hello, is there anyone there?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the following day, then they were looking back at all the what they'd recorded and filmed.
Yeah.
And they said, we didn't get a lot, but just listen to this. And then they were listening back, you see, and they says, look, after you called, is anyone there? You heard a wee ghosty voice saying, hello, Freddie. Hello, Freddie. I was like, hello, Freddie.
Hey, Freddie Starr. I don't know. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Geordie, how are you?
Good news.
Yeah, good news, yes.
The rest of the clean ladies back from Australia.
Well, that's good news for your hygienic habits, yeah.
She brought me a boomerang.
Well, you be very careful you don't lose that.
Oh, no.
What are you going to do with the boomerang? You could hunt with it. That's what the
Well,
Aborigines...
I did. I knocked a starling off the wire this morning.
What?
I knocked a starling.
Oh, so you had the starling and you had a duck as well.
I had a duck, I had a duck. I had to come whizzing in.
I know. Well, you see, there's no greater sight than a man like yourself wielding a boomerang in the wilds of Northern Ireland during the course of a frosty spell. And people would come from miles around to see that. When are you going to be throwing it again, just in case anybody wants to see you?
Oh, wild. And do you know, Gerry?
Yes.
I was right about the geese.
What was that?
The butchers is not buying them in.
Why not?
They're too dear.
They're too dear.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why they're too
Well,
dear.
a £10 goose ready for the oven, you're talking about £50.
You're talking about £5 or £1, basically.
Yes.
That seems extreme.
Well,
Is there a shortage of geese, or what is it?
Huh?
Is there a shortage of geese?
Well, there is. I'm sure the old turkeys are gobbling about all over the place. Who wants an old turkey?
Well, I've never refused a turkey. I've always been quite fond of the old turkey. To be quite
I
honest.
don't think, Jerry, you refuse too much.
I do not know. I was just reading the current National Geographic. There's a great... you're a man who's fond of birds.
Aye.
Do you know the whipper swan?
Yes.
The whipper swan, there's a great extensive article in the National Geographic this month about the whipper swan. It's fantastic. Do you know what they travel all the way from Russia to here?
Oh.
It's
And
just
I got
amazing.
a bag of corn this morning, Jerry.
What?
A bag of corn.
A bag of corn?
Yes. To feed the goats and the wee birds and all.
That's right, yeah. I mean, are the animals getting it tight these days?
Oh, why?
And I saw a thing today which I never ever saw before in my life. Round the back of my house there's a bit of a garden, you see, and the birds, of course, are very nervous. As a general rule, you can understand that. And whenever you leave out bread and stuff, you have to kind of, go away for a while before they come down to eat it, because they're naturally apprehensive. Well, I was standing doing what I do in the morning. I looked out the little window, little door, and there's a bird just standing there looking at me. And he just stood there looking at me, and I could see, if there had been a wee balloon, if it had been saying, "Cheers, boys, it's Kyle out here."
I heard a tap, 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 and I thought somebody had a gentle knock. You know, what's it do? Tap, 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 tap.
Tap, 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 tap.
And what was it?
A ghost.
Oh, Martha, the goose was tapping on the window.
Well, listen, Geordie, what's on everyone's lips and what's everyone's mind is, when is this snap going to go away? Have you any indications of how long this may last?
2-3 weeks yet.
3 weeks?
When am I getting my Christmas back from you?
Well, you never got one before, so the...
Oh, I didn't know. You sent me a cocktail shake.
All right, a cocktail shake. Do you remember that?
Ah.
And you still use it?
Oh, I do.
Has the potty not scaled the steel from the walls yet?
No, when I put ice in, I give it a good shake.
I'm sure you don't. No need for that this time. All right then, Geordie.
So
well, listen.
when I'm expecting this one?
Okay, well, just leave it with me, and I'll try and suit. I'll try and pick a suit.
Thank you ever so much, Jerry.
I'll pick a suitable gift.
Very
Goodbye.
nice. God bless.
Bye. Bye. Do you know the way on this programme we rarely talk about world events, but we can't hardly ignore what's going on across the border, the south of Ireland, of course, in meltdown. And we're in meltdown too, of course, but, it's only because of Stormont. And also, we're not affected so badly because Big Brother looks after us. If we had to look after ourselves, we would sink without trace. But down below, they had a go at it themselves and became a little too cocky, I think. Anyway, the whole system's gone to hell's blazes. But a lot of people don't understand how it works. So a man called Ray McAvoy, he decided to send me this little breakdown, I suppose it's the Irish bailout for dummies. This is the way it worked, okay? It's in the form of a parable. So listen very carefully. It is a slow day in a damp Irish town. The rain is beating down. The streets are, of course, deserted. Times are tough. Everyone is in debt. And everyone lives on credit. On this particular day, a rich German tourist is driving through the town. He stops at the local hotel and puts a €100 note on the desk, telling the hotel owner he wants to inspect the rooms upstairs in order to pick one in which to spend the night. The owner gives him a bunch of keys, and as soon as the visitor has walked upstairs, the hotelier grabs the €100 note, runs next door to pay the butcher. He owes him money. The butcher takes the €100 note, runs down the street to repay his debt to the pig farmer. The pig farmer then takes the €100 note and heads off to pay his bill at the supplier of feed and fuel. The guy at the farmer's co-op takes the €100 note, runs to pay his drinks bill at the pub. The publican slips the money along to the local hooker who's drinking at the bar, who has also been facing hard times and has had to offer him services on credit. The lady of the night then rushes to the hotel and pays off her room bill to the hotel owner with the €100 note. The hotel proprietor then places the €100 note back on the counter so that the rich traveller will not suspect anything. At that moment, the travelers comes down the stairs and he says, I don't think I'll stay after all. Picks up the €100 note, states that the rooms are not satisfactory, puts the money in his pocket and leaves town. No one produced anything, no one earned anything. However, the whole town is now out of debt and looking to the future with more optimism. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the bailout package works in the south of Ireland. You couldn't explain it any better, could you? You couldn't explain it any better. What?
There's a call. That's as well as Tay.
Hello, good morning.
2. Iris on 2.
It may be old, but it's revealing.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Was that as old as Tay, was it?
I heard him saying Tay.
I heard
Yep.
he's
Yep.
working class people.
Yes. Jerry, I was
Irish word for tea, Tay.
That's right. It's the only thing I could say when I went to Paris.
see.
Cafe and tea. It's the only thing I could order.
Correct word.
Will you shut up a minute and talk to this woman? Yes?
Jerry, I heard you on talking to Sean about different words for when it's raining.
Yes.
It's pouring down and
Yes.
it's whatever. Well, my granny used to talk about it's smurrin.
It's what?
Smurrin. Smurrin. And what she meant by that was, you know the wee fine rain you get that you hardly know it's raining.
Bizzle.
And yet if you're out about a few minutes in it, you're soaked.
Yes.
So that was her word for this very fine rain. It was smurrin. That's a wee bit of information. And I heard you talking to Geordie about the geese.
Yes.
And funny enough, listening to it was peculiar because it's the birds thing after my own heart. I just adore them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading the other day about the missel thrush.
Yes.
And it's not the same as our just ordinary garden thrush, which is lovely, and our field fare, which is a bigger form of the garden thrush. This is the missel thrush, and it would be beautiful. We have all these Christmas cards with robins, and they're beautiful. But the missel thrush is a beautiful winter bird, and why he's called missel thrush, he eats the berries on the mistletoe. And he also likes the holly berries. And he's also like the robin, very cheeky. If another bird, like a wee sparrow comes on the tree, he will chase it away. They're his berries. And he is the most beautiful bird. And I'd love to find a Christmas card with the missel thrush on. And I have just been out, I should say, the talk in Ballymena when they're cold, they say they're starving, whereas I would say I'm freezing.
That's right,
well, I am freezing because I was just out feeding my garden birds, and it's lovely when you come in and stand at the window and watch them all one by one coming down. And it's not only important for their food at the minute, it's extremely important for their water because it's frozen and they can't peck through it, so they're not getting any water, so they have to have water as well.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
And somebody writes to me and says we shouldn't give bread to birds.
No, but you can, Jerry, if you do what I do. I keep a wee plastic basin and I boil a kettle of water and I make it. Have you ever heard of panada?
Yes, I have.
Well, I make it like panada, but no milk and no sugar in it. And I just pour the boiling water and then smash it all down, because apparently if you give bread dry to the birds, it's going to go into, where they store it at their wee throat, and then it would swell up. Whereas when you've already swelled it up and they're taking a wee bit of the moist bread, it can't swell any more. But they can take our bread. We don't need if we do it with water first. But the supermarkets now are great because they do the wee grease balls and the wee long things for nuts, the wee cages, and the wee sparrows love those. They swing in those and eat the wee nuts through the wire, and they're absolute. That's my favourite bird, actually. Just the ordinary wee garden sparrow, or as they say in the country, the wee spug.
Spug?
Yes, a wee spug. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Oh, yes. But the funny thing about it is, even though people actually say this, and they say that it's bad for the birds, nobody seems to have told the birds that.
No, but they're so hungry, you see, at this time of year.
I know.
They'll go for it, and, it's just something that maybe, we need to be careful of.
Okay.
They do like fat, any fat. I would pour into a cup and let it congeal and then put it out, and they just love that.
Okay, that's good tips for people who want to feed the small birds that are perishing.
I just adore them. Where would we be without these wee birds?
All right.
In fact, I think it was me that started the argument one day, unwittingly, of course, about the blackbirds. Somebody was ringing in about the big blackbirds, and I said they are rooks or crows. They're not blackbirds, because the blackbird is a beautiful wee bird with a lovely bright yellow beak, and its mate is brown. And it started a whole argument, if you remember, that blackbirds aren't brown, but in actual fact the female bird is never as nice as the male.
I've always said that.
Yes.
Okay.
Now that's enough. Gerry, thank you so very much. And you remember that word, smurn. It's smurn. Yes.
Okay.
And thank you so much for giving me your airtime.
No, not at all. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Now.
Nice to hear you. Okay.
Thank you, Gerry. I always enjoy your banter.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Someone else here. Hello.
Hello, Gerry?
Yes, who's that?
Hello, it's Don.
Yes, Don.
Gerry, on Monday, I think it was Monday, you played a piece of music. Now, I don't know whether it was a segue, in other words, one piece into the other. You know, good. I needn't explain that to you. It started off, which I think it was a kind of jazzy Latin with a Celtic overtone, upbeat piece, and then it went into a marvellous orchestral type thing. It was vocal. It seemed to be, because of the way it ran, it seemed to be the one piece, but it went into a very sedate and it's quite long in actual fact it was.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what it was? And can you
on Monday?
It again?
On Monday?
I think it was Monday, because I didn't hear you yesterday, so it had to be Monday. I don't think it was the weekend.
I can't remember right off the top of my head, but I'll find out for you, and I'll see. I'll try and find out for me.
It was a kind of jazzy Latin, and then the intro to it was kind of jazzy Latin with a Celtic overtone, and then it went into this a marvellous string.
I think that was an album by the String Tones.
Really?
There was a harp in it. Was the girl singing as well?
I don't know if it was a girl singing or not, but I'd never heard it before.
Oh, no. I think I know what that was. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll play it again tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you very much indeed.
Not at all. It's a pleasure.
Right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, the piper's still playing and the night is still young. There are stories to tell, songs to be sung, so pull up a chair, we'll all sing along. What's your hurry? Oh, the latchet will lift and they'll come in the door, and they'll wait for the music and then take the floor, and they'll dance like you never seen dancing before. What's your hurry? So sit yourself down now and don't be alarmed. Let the music sweep you away in its charms, for we in the company mean you no harm. What's your hurry? And the fiddler is playing the old mountain reels, and the dancers are sending up sparks from their heels. The cat hides in the corner, I know how he feels. What's your hurry? There's snow on the mountain behind the town, and the moon shining clear on a night without sound. But here in the lamplight the music resounds. What's your hurry? And the clock on the wall says it's time to move on, but the people are calling for one more song. So sing them the old one, we'll all sing along. What's your hurry? The piper's still playing and the night is still young. There are stories to tell, songs to be sung. So pull up a chair and we'll all sing along. What's your hurry? So pull up a chair and we'll all sing along. What's your hurry? For in dreams we'll always be singing along. What's your hurry?
That's Sean Donnelly, of course. That's one of his own songs called What's Your Hurry? That's from an album of his called Like a Morning Star Fading. Sean and I will be doing some stuff in the Sean Hollywood Centre in Newry tomorrow night. You're welcome to come along if you will. And Sean, of course, will be not there. No. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Who's this?
This is Noelle from Armagh.
Yes, Noelle. Oh, I talked to you before. Remember, you got your car stolen?
Yes, dear. Yes, from the Armagh City Hotel last Saturday night.
That's right. Well, tell me, what was the outcome?
The outcome was that the next, well, after I'd been on your show, there was an anonymous call to say that the car was in Crossing Lane. Excuse me, I have a sore throat, Gerry.
That's all right. Don't worry about that. And okay, did you go along and have a look?
No, we weren't allowed to.
No, you're not. No, that's right.
And then yesterday morning, the keys were posted to the Armagh City Hotel.
Well, that's all right, isn't it? And have you seen the car yet?
No.
Well, you see, sometimes you have to be very careful with that kind of thing because, I mean...
Well, this is what I was told, not to... I said, if I had the keys, I would soon,
I know.
I know the area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd probably be okay, but, I mean, these are the times that are in it, you never know what's going on.
Yes, it's a wee bit dicey at the moment.
Yeah.
You don't know what way things are going.
But when things were really, really dicey, I remember a car of mine disappeared, and
really?
And the police phoned me and they said, "We've got your car." And I said, "Where is it?" And they said they told me where it was in a particular area we didn't want it to be.
Yes.
And they said, "We'll take you up and have a look at it."
Oh.
You see, and I went up, and then they said, "There it is," and it was sitting in a piece of wasteland, and I said, well, what'll I do? He said, "It's up to you." And I said, "Well, what would you do?" He said, "I wouldn't get near it." And I said, "Well, what do you advise me to do?" He said, "Well, it's up to you." So I went over.
What did you do?
And I went over and opened it. And but my heart was racing, I'll tell you.
I would say it was racing. Yes.
It was racing, yeah. But there'll be none of that, no.
Well, I did suggest to them yesterday that I would go up, and they said, "No, we don't wish you, but you will be informed when we do recover."
Yeah, okay. That'll be okay. Oh, that's great. I'm so delighted to hear that.
I am so delighted. I must thank you all so much, you, Sean, and Emma, for ringing me to tell me about the turkey that Mr. McKernan is giving me, which I thought was very nice.
I didn't know about this. Mr. McKernan has given you a turkey?
Yes, for Christmas.
Why am I not told this stuff?
Kearney's in Moy. We told you yesterday.
Oh, yes, sorry, you told me.
Yes.
Sorry, there's so many things coming at me.
You are forgetful too, aren't you?
I am, yes.
This time of year, we're all forgetful.
So look what you have. You get your car back and you've got a turkey. So what more can a white woman want?
What could anybody want more? But
Okay.
I'd like to thank Mr. Kyle George and Mrs. Hazel Jenkinson for helping us out with transport to take Father to the clinic for he had an appointment yesterday.
Okay.
So I wish to thank them very, very much indeed, and anyone else who helped us out during this bad period.
All right, okay. Well, hopefully you'll have a nice Christmas.
I hope so, and same to you.
Thank you.
And all your programme.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another call.
Bye. Rachel Bruce says, can you please give a mention to our Santa Stroll, which is coming up in Limavady on Saturday the 11th of December, which is Saturday week. It's a great pre-Christmas event for everyone from families, friends, colleagues, sports clubs to come together and get into the festive spirit and into their Santa suit. We will start and finish at the new Arts and Cultural Centre on Main Street, Limavady, and the stroll is approximately 2 miles. It'll start at 10:30 a.m. That leaves plenty of time for Christmas shopping afterwards. You walk 2 miles in 20 minutes. The entry fee is £6 per skull. Everyone will receive their own Santa suit when they register, as well as a medal and goodie bag on the day. Entry forms and further information are available from our new hospice shop, 47 Main Street, Limavady, or here at the fundraising centre on Culmore Road, Derry, Londonderry. So there we are. A fun morning in Limavady. Do that. That's Saturday week. Do something. Do a bit of a walk. A bit of money for charity, do yourself a bit of good, and still plenty of time to do your shopping in the afternoon, if you've any money left. Is there somebody on the phone?
Maureen.
Hello, Maureen.
Hello, Gerry.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Good. Gerry, would there be any chance, you may not have it in the studio with you today, of playing a song for me? It was a favourite of my father's, who's no longer with me, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called She Lived Beside the Anner at the Foot of Slieve na Mon.
Oh, I don't think I know that one.
Oh, Gerry, everybody knows that.
Is it not just called Slieve na Mon?
No, that's a different one.
That's a different one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you ever hear of this, Oracle?
No,
have you ever heard of that?
No.
I haven't heard of it. But who's it by?
Well, now, it would have been the John McCormack era, you know that.
It's a while back, you know.
I know it is, but we're old enough to remember the music.
Well, yes. Well, I'm not familiar with it, to be honest with you. What is it again? Tell me again what it is.
She lives beside the Anner at the foot of Slieve na Món.
What's the Anner? Is that a river?
It must be. I'm not too sure, to be honest, now. And I come from that part of the world, and I'm ashamed to say.
How do you... No need to be ashamed. Don't need to be ashamed. She lives beside the... How do you spell that?
Anner, as far as I know.
Beside the Anner on the...
At the foot of Slieve na Món.
At the foot of Slieve. The foot of Slieve na Món.
Yes.
All right. Well, I will make inquiries about that.
Will you do that for me?
I'll make inquiries, see if I can get it.
Thank you, Gerry.
Not at all.
Now, there's one more thing. Could I send regards to somebody? Best wishes?
Go ahead.
It's to Pat and Bob in Brashane.
Yes. Is that it?
And that's it. And there's one more thing, if you would announce. We're having a church fete on Saturday. That is the Church of the Holy Spirit on the Mans Road.
Uh-huh.
In Lingormley.
All right, then. Okay.
Thank you, Gerry.
Not at all. Thank you.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
A person... Pardon?
Who are you going to ask about that song?
A black Labrador has been lost in the Downpatrick area. A gentleman says, or maybe it's a lady, I don't know, they don't identify themselves. My 4 children do not know yet that it is missing. Has anyone seen it? Anybody going out for a walk in Downpatrick, look for a black Labrador looking as if it has no idea where it's going, with that puzzled look of a dog that is lost? And we know that look well.
Did you ever hear of a song called "Come Home, Paddy to Ireland"? No, not "Come Back, Paddy Riley." Come home. It's apparently it's doing the rounds now by a man and wife, or a man and I don't know, couple. Do you know? I get these.
Stop now.
No, these are the things I'd be asked.
Stop now.
These are the things I'd be asked.
Stop now before it gets any worse.
Come home, Paddy to Ireland.
Stop now. Yeah.
I was down in a valley, in a deep down cave. No man could reach me, but they sold me lonely. There was a big rock rolling, just about to crash on me. A holy hand just appeared and took me out of the cave. So one thing I know, he's a savior of mine. I'll make him known to the others in the dark. Hold on, my girl, never leave me alone. And I'll praise your name. Hallelujah, amen. You're my brother and my sister. You're closer than my mother, who leads me to the victory, persecuted by the Father. So one thing I want to tell you is to live eternal life. So why don't you come and see the glory of the day? And one thing I know, he's the savior of mine. I'll make him known to the others in the dark. Oh Lord, my God, never leave me alone. I'll praise your name. Hallelujah, amen. You're my brother, you're my sister, head closer than my mother, who leads me to the victory, persecuted by the Father. So one thing I want to tell you is to live eternal life. So why don't you just come and see the glory of the day?
That's Down in the Valley by Sarah Mataro, Kaisa Kibuso, the Kitty Gitty Girls Choir and St Paul's Choir and Kaiser Soze, for all I know. That's from Mr. O'Mundy's #1 singers, Christmas songs from Nairobi. That's a song called "Oh, It's All Shattered Around Me." Lots of inconsequential texts, which I won't read out because it'll only insult the people. So, oh no, I'm not going to read any of those. Anyway, what?
You're not reading the text? I've been printing them out all morning.
Oh, how rough that must have been for you to press the button with that finger and watch them all flowing out. How dear that was to your name. Oh,
that
how
song
horrible.
you were looking at on YouTube.
Which
by
song?
Sean O'Shea. The Sleeving Them On song. You get it on YouTube.
Sean O'Shea.
Yeah.
Here's Daniel again.
Oh, how nice.
Sincerity dripping from his lips. This is called "Oh Come All Ye Donegal People."
Adeste fidelis, lete trail.
He's better with the Latin than the rumpy pump pump, I think.
Venite, venite in Bethlehem. Natum vedete regem angelorum, venite adoremus, venite adoremus, venite adoremus,
He sounds as if he's dying to get home.
I was singing along with him there.
You know, it's easy to be cynical.
Yeah.
But you know, when you think about it, that is one hell of a horrible record.
Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Oh, sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God.
Don't forget to see Grania Duffy in the Black Box tonight at 8 p.m. Great singer, great guitar player. Go along to that.